What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Saturday, March 28th. These picks apply for the FanDuel simulated slates. And at the end of this video, I'll give you a few DraftKings picks for their simulated showdown slates. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, real quick for those who don't know how these simulated slates work on FanDuel, everything works the same. You build a full lineup using the players available in the slate. The only difference is the fantasy points each player scores is a fantasy score from any game that player has played so far this year. Only players with at least 15 games played are in the player pool. Pretty simple, they just take a score at random from previous games that player has played, and that's it. So knowing how that works, we've added some tools to Draft Dashboard so you can see all the possible outcomes of scores from each player, and we show the percent chance that the player has to score in each point range. So pretty handy. You can hover over the Sim Scores button and see right here exactly what scores this player can get for this contest. It will be one of these at random. And then you can see what percent chance they have to score in these point ranges. Okay, let's get into these picks. Just real quick, guys, before we get into these picks, we are posting a daily cheat sheet for League of Legends esports, and we now get the icon right up top here. So you tap that icon, go to the League of Legends cheat sheet. It's updated every single day. We've got great picks, great plays on there. So make sure to come in and check that out. Okay, who do we have at the point guard position? I like Mike Conley, projected at 24.9 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.4 times value. He's 4,600 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. He has a 22% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. He has a 46% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, and a 32% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. So I like this pick because that's a 32% chance to score 6 times value or more. So I like Mike Conley here at 4,600 FanDuel salary. Another point guard that I like here tonight is Terry Rozier, projected at 30.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.1 times value. He's 6,000 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. Only a 5% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 46% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 40% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 10% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So he has a 50% chance to get you 5 times value or more. So I like Terry Rozier here at 6,000 FanDuel salary. Okay, who do we have at the shooting guard position? I like Zach LaVine, projected at 40 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.1 times value. He's 7,900 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. Only a 2% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, an 18% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 45% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 32% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 3% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So a 35% chance to score 45 plus fantasy points and get you about 5.5 times value or more. So I like Zach LaVine here at 7,900 FanDuel salary. Okay guys, it's time to announce the winner of our $100 weekly comment contest. And the winner is Roger Blackburn. Roger Blackburn, congratulations. You are the winner of this week's $100 comment contest. Please reply to our comment to collect your prize. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Another shooting guard that I like is Devin Booker. Projected at 40 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.1 times value. He's 7,800 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. Only a 2% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 24% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 43% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. A 27% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 5% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So he's got monster upside and a 32% chance to score 45 fantasy points or more and get you 5.5 times or more value. So I like Devin Booker here at 7,800 FanDuel salary. Okay, who do we have at the small forward position? I'm going to give you a value play here. This guy's got some big upside. I like OG Anunoby, projected at 24.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.3 times value. He's only 4,600 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. He has a 30% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. So there's some low-end risk here. But he has a 38% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. That's your value zone. And then he has a 24% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 6% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 2% chance to score 60 plus fantasy points. So an 8% chance to score 45 fantasy points or more and break the slate here, and a 32% chance to score 30 plus fantasy points and get you near 6 times value or more. So I like OG Anunoby here at 4,600 FanDuel salary. Okay, another small forward that I like is Kelly Oubre Jr., projected at 33.2 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.1 times value. He's 6,500 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. Only a 5% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 39% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 36% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 20% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So you're looking at a 56% chance for him to score 30 plus fantasy points and get you 5 times value or more. So I like Kelly Oubre Jr. here at 6,500 FanDuel salary. Okay, who do we have at the power forward position? I like Brandon Clark, projected at 24.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's 4,700 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. Only a 16% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 61% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. That's your value zone. And then a 22% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. So not a lot of low-end risk. It's a pretty safe play. So I like Brandon Clark here at 4,700 FanDuel salary. Another power forward that I like is Kevin Love, projected at 34.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.1 times value. He's 6,800 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 9% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 23% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 48% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 20% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So you're looking at a 68% chance to score 30 fantasy points or more and get you around 5 times value or more. So I like Kevin Love here at 6,800 FanDuel salary. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. So look, guys, I know there's not a lot of sports playing right now, but we are posting a daily cheat sheet for esports for the League of Legends contests, and we just added these new DFS tools for the NBA simulated slates. We're going to be updating our tools to help you pick the best players for these sim sports, and I think these tools are going to give you a big advantage. There's no human element here. This is a stats game. This is a math problem. This is where our tools can really help you identify the numbers, the percent chance these players are going to score within these point ranges, so you know what you're getting into with each pick. Okay, moving on to the center position. I like Gorgie Dang, projected at 20.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's only 4,000 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. Of course, he's only 4,000 salary, so there's going to be a lot of low-end risk here. 33% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, but a 48% chance to score between 15 and 30 fantasy points, and then a 14% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 5% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So you're looking at a 75+% chance for this guy to get you 5 times value or more with that big upside. So I like Gorgie Dang here at only 4,000 FanDuel salary. Okay, one of the studs that I like here at the center position is Joel Embiid, projected at 45.8 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.8 times value. He's 9,600 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. Only a 5% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 7% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 39% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 36% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 14% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So you're looking at a 50% chance for him to score 45 plus fantasy points and get you near 5 times value or more. So I like Joel Embiid here at 9,600 FanDuel salary. Okay, real quick, let's go over some of the DraftKings picks for this showdown between the Brooklyn Nets and the Boston Celtics. This game plays at 1 p.m. Eastern, so I'm just going to go over these picks real quick. I'm not going to get into the stats. So Robert Williams, he's the value play here. He's only 1,000 DraftKings salary, projected at 15.3 fantasy points here tonight. That's 15.3 times value. If you're looking to fit in all the studs and all the good plays, throw Robert Williams in your lineup. Don't make him the captain. But he's only 1,000 DraftKings salary, so he's going to open up your salary for the other players. And then a nice value play with some upside here is Daniel Tice. And I'll give you the stats for this guy. He's projected at 23.7 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.9 times value. He's only 4,000 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. 21% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 60% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. That's your value zone. And then an 18% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. And he's got some big upside with a 2% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So this guy's got about an 80% chance to get you 5 times value or more. I'll take that play all day long. Another guy that I like is DeAndre Jordan, projected at 25.8 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's 5,000 DraftKings salary. And then another guy that's got some major upside, I like Karis LeVert, projected at 31.3 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.9 times value. He's 6,400 DraftKings salary. And let's just look at his sim scores real quick. I'm just going to give you the upside stats here. He has an 8% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points and a 5% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So a 13% chance to score 45 plus fantasy points and get you 6 times value or more. And then it looks like a 33% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. So that's a 46% chance to score 30 fantasy points or more and get you 5 times value or more. So I like Karis LeVert at $6,400 DraftKings salary. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smickety smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck. Okay guys, if you're getting any value from this video, please hit that red subscribe button. We put out new fantasy basketball videos every single day. So if you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell notification, you won't miss out on any of our new fantasy basketball and fantasy football videos. Tons of free stuff coming your way. It only takes a second, and it helps us push out more fantasy content for you guys to consume each and every day. It's because of you subscribers that make this possible. So thank you for supporting this channel. This is a quick reminder, you should be reading the comments of this video. We have some savvy basketball fans who watch these videos and they often give great plays and call me out when my picks are wrong. Wisdom of the crowd is a great way to get a feel for what players the field likes in today's NBA slate. We also have a DFS tool that shows you what players our members like for today's slate. So you can come on in and check that out.